be, and if you're tuned in, thank you for joining me on my first YouTube video. And I'm just like, F it, let's just see where it takes me. So here I am. So this channel is going to be all about lifestyle, health and fitness, product reviews for beauty, skincare, health, all that good stuff, food recipes, and some good old vlogs with me. So if you are joining me today, then you probably are interested in my keto journey. I just started a few months ago. So I will be also, taking you through how I decided, what it is, and, where I'm at and where I want to go with it in just a few moments. But first, let's start with the craziness that has been 2020. No one knew that this year was going to be as crazy as it's been, between like all the political stuff, the deaths, the pandemic. No one knew that all that stuff was coming. So pretty much for this year, we've pretty much had to kind of like rearrange our whole lifestyle and how we live. I know when the pandemic first started, I was supposed to be in Paris for a week. I was supposed to be living the abroad dream. I was gonna come back like a worldly woman, and Corona said, no, sit your ass down. So yeah. So I know for me, when the pandemic started, I kind of was like, well, you know what? I'm isolated from everyone, no distractions. So I'm going to be really good at, waking up at 5, 6 in the morning, getting stuff done, working out every day, maybe sometimes twice a day, and I'm going to be killing it. No. That's not the way life has really been for me. I mean, I've had my weeks where it's like, I'm getting stuff done and I'm killing it and I'm being productive. But then also for me, because I live alone and I also live in a different state away from like my closest friends and family, I've had days of like loneliness and isolation where I just have some days where it's like, I just want to sit on this couch and like watch Netflix, kind of just like escape reality. And so I'm kind of just saying this to say that, like, if you kind of feel like maybe you haven't been measuring up, you haven't been, knocking off goals the way you wanted to have XYZ done, but you're still on X, like, it is okay. There's nothing wrong with you. Like, these are really stressful times. It's all about just survival and getting through the day. So if you feel like you're just doing what you can to kind of just stay sane, especially if you have like, family and kids and things like that to be strong for, then, just take everything one day at a time. I know, like, with everything that's been going on with me, I found myself I deleted my social media, not deleted the accounts, but just deleted the apps off my phone. So like Facebook and Instagram are like the biggest two that I'm always on. So I've had to just delete those apps because I'm like, you know what? It's so much going on. I can't even really focus on me or like my immediate needs or, what's going on, because it just seems like every week we're just being bombarded with like more and more craziness. And I was like, I just need some time to unplug from the world. And the way I felt, I'm like, you know what? If it's important, call me or text me, or
you gotta leave me alone.
Yeah, so I've been doing that for about a month, and I was planning on, going back, to social media this month, but I kind of feel like I'm gonna give myself another month. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I have enjoyed, for the most part, being unplugged from the world. I've gotten some pretty good things done, or, I'm in the midst of working on. I've kind of like redecorated my house, well, my apartment. I've redecorated my place. I've like painted some accent walls. I've hung some pictures. I've like 90% done with my office space. You can kind of see the grass wall in the background. I still need to hang like my neon sign and get a few other things done, which I will be showing you once that's done, hopefully within the next month or so. I have binged the Love Island UK series. I love it. I've picked up some great UK slang that I'm going to be using it. I love it. And I've also discovered, you know, the anti-MLM community here on YouTube, and let me just tell you, it's addicting. I love it. And it also kind of inspired me to go ahead and just pull the trigger with starting my own YouTube channel. So that's kind of been the plus, like less time scrolling, more time, you know, focusing and figuring out what it is that I want and what I want to do. So that's kind of been the plus side of this pandemic, more time for me to focus on me. So if you feel like, you know, you kind of just need to detox from the outside world, please delete your social media. The things, you know, stuff on the shade room, entanglements, and or whatever else is like, you know, the current news right now. I really don't know. It's gonna be there when you decide to go back. Like, you know, life will be great if you know, what's going on, you know, with Future and Cardi B. Like, you don't need to know what they're doing with their lives. But anyway, I did want to focus on during this pandemic was my personal like weight loss journey and getting in better shape, because I did figure while I can't, you know, accomplish everything during quarantine, the one thing that this quarantine does kind of give me an advantage of is, you know, I can't really go out and go to brunch every week. I'm not going out drinking. Like, my social life is pretty much on a hiatus. So this is kind of like the perfect time, kind of, you know, get some discipline, you know, learn some new things. So around June, I did start looking into the keto diet. And keto, if you don't know, it is a high fat, not as high, but, you know, still high protein diet and very low carb. And a lot of people do think that keto is no carbs. That's not true. You can have carbs, but it more so counts the net carbs. What are net carbs? Net carbs are your carbs minus the fiber. So if you're trying to figure out where should I start, you know, what should I do, there are plenty of videos here on YouTube that will tell you like the perfect types of foods and things like that. And then I'm also going to be making my own videos in the next couple of weeks, like what are the best foods and meals to make, what are some good keto snacks, and also what are some good like fast food options if you're doing keto. So all of those videos will also be coming from me in the next couple of weeks. But so the first thing with keto I did research, like, okay, really what foods can you and can't you have? So it does emphasize as far as can'ts, because, you know, that's usually for me, that's like the biggest, like, okay, what am I cutting out? So the biggest can't was, you know, no bread, no pasta, no sweets. Sugar is like my kryptonite. So the no sugar thing, I was like, I'm nervous, but I know for myself that like I personally really want to curb my sweet tooth. Like, diabetes does run in my family, and any health problems that I can avoid by, you know, just limiting what I eat and what I consume, I'm for it. So after looking at the things that I, you know, can't eat, and then what I could eat, which was vegetables, you could still have, you know, cheese, certain dairies, chickens, you know, your lean steaks, you know, turkey burgers. You could still have tacos, but instead of using like a tortilla shell, like a lettuce wrap, or if you want a burger, you can still have a burger. So instead of bread, again, a lettuce wrap. So I did like it because it wasn't necessarily cutting out everything that I liked, but it was eliminating, you know, a lot of unhealthy stuff. And then it was also offering me alternatives to still enjoy some of those things. So I was like, you know, why not? Let's do it. I'm not gonna lie, I have not been consistent the past 3 months with keto. I'll start for like 2 weeks and then I'll take a break for like a week and then I'll start back. I know, it's been a lot going on, especially like the last, month or two, but I feel like I'm finally in a place where it's like I'm juggling everything. And then honestly, in life, there's always going to be something. You're going to have down times where everything is running smoothly, everything's good to go, and then you're going to have times where things are more hectic. So I'm also just kind of taking accountability and learning that I need to learn how to balance taking care of my fitness and eating right when times are good and even when times are stressful. So, and then also with me making my YouTube debut and sharing this will kind of keep me motivated to keep going because, if I have subscribers and viewers, they're going to want to know like, hey, how's your progress? So you guys are kind of keeping me accountable without even knowing it. So yes, currently I am 204 pounds. I have lost 8 pounds since being on the keto diet, which in 3 months, that's really not that impressive. But again, I can admit it's been my own doing. I have not been consistent. I know for a fact that had I would have been consistent, at least for the past 2 months, I know that I would have saw great numbers. So that's why I'm even more motivated. Like, you know what? It's the fourth quarter. It's officially September 1st, so I'm definitely determined that by the end of the year, I definitely want to see a change and have made strides. I don't really have a number in mind, but just for right now, I am shooting for 150. And then I just kind of feel like also, I just told you guys on camera how much I weigh. I don't like that number. So now I feel even more obligated to, to work out and to eat right. So I can be like, guys, I'm losing it. So yeah. Oh yeah, I don't weigh myself often. That has been my biggest downfall. I will weigh myself like once a week and I'd be working out, eating good, and then I'll see like, oh, I only lost like 1 pound. And I'm like, what? That's it? And then I kind of just throw it all away. So I am starting the routine of like, I'm only really weighing myself once a month. So that's where I'm at. I'm currently 204 pounds. And then also, don't want to admit this, but full transparency, my body fat is currently at 43%. So I would like to get that down at least to 30%. So my body fat, that's actually a bigger factor than my weight loss. So those are actually the two numbers that I'm really, really, really focused on. More so the body fat percentage than the weight itself. So yeah, so I am looking overall to definitely get that body fat under 30%. So yeah, now for tracking your, sorry, new chair. Really weird. Okay. So for tracking your keto macros, your macros is pretty much telling you how much you need to be eating daily. It kind of serves as like a guide. I recommend Carb Manager, and I'll even insert like a link for that below so you can get it. But Carb Manager has been really, really great. You input your height, your weight, what are your fitness goals, and it will customize you set of macros for you to follow. So for me, Carb Manager has given me 24 net carbs a day. These are daily. So wait, let me just get my notes. I don't know why I'm trying to sit here being, perfect Patty. 24 grams of carbs, 110 grams of fat, 91 grams of protein, and overall 1524 calories. And this is daily. Now, I don't know how you would feel when you hear these numbers. You might think like, oh my God, that's, are you starving or whatever? Honestly, it is very, very hard for me to hit all of these macros in a day. Like the fat one is pretty easy. And then of course the net carbs is pretty easy, but protein, I don't really get I feel like the most I get is probably maybe like 70 grams of protein a day. And even with fat, maybe like 80, 90. And then even overall calories, maybe like 12 to 1300. And I'm not starving myself. I'll have like little snacks in the middle of the day. I'll eat lunch and dinner. Now for breakfast, I am not a big breakfast eater. And this has probably been my biggest problem with weight loss, or even gaining weight. I do not really have an appetite in the mornings, so I won't eat. And then even lunchtime, I won't really get an appetite. I won't really get an appetite till around like 4 or 5 o'clock. And then I'll have a big lunch. And then maybe around 8 or 9, I'll have a big dinner. And then if those meals are unhealthy, and then not to mention I'm snacking throughout the day, then it's kind of a recipe for a disaster. So now, even if I don't, sometimes I will have an appetite for breakfast, like if I go work out, in the morning. But even if I, don't, I'll still now I'll make myself like a protein shake. But yeah, so I say all that to say that I am eating adequately. So I don't want you to think that I'm starving myself or I'm depriving myself, but I am also trying to, retrain exactly how I'm consuming my meals and things like that. So that's also why keto has been good, because it is kind of teaching me the do's and don'ts of how I should be handling my nutrition. Well, in the next month, I will be giving you guys a weight update on, how I'm doing towards my goals. I'm not going to make that a focus point of every video, oh, I've lost 2 pounds, oh, I've lost 3 pounds, because, over here, we are looking for long-term success. And let me just say, I'm ready to really take my, fitness goals serious, because I am so tired. I feel like for the past 7 or 8 years, every year, it's I want to lose weight. I want to lose weight. I want to lose weight. And it's I'm tired of putting that on. I'm tired of putting it on the vision board. So I'm at the point where I'm you know what? I'm ready to finally get this weight in check. Be like other, beautiful women in the gym, where it's oh, I'm just maintaining, or I'm doing a little toning up. I'm tired of being oh, I want to lose 20, 30, 40. And, I'm getting older. Maybe I'll tell you guys my age later. But for women, once you reach 35, it's harder to lose weight. So I'm all right, I've got a couple more years to kind of get this in check now. So yeah, that's kind of why I'm, taking it more serious now. Let's see, I think that is just about it. So again, I will link the Carb Manager app at the bottom so you can download it. Again, it'll also, with your foods, anything that you want to eat, you can just enter it in and it will calculate all of the carbs and everything for you. And even for me, after a while, if there are certain meals that I'm eating redundantly, I kind of already learned the macros. So now at this point, some days I won't even track what I'm eating, because it's okay, I already know that I'm under or I'm on point. But it is really great with how it breaks down everything, and it's easy to read and easy to understand. So I really like it. So I recommend it. I know there's other apps out there. My Carb Manager was pretty much the first one that I learned about on YouTube, and I've just it's been great for me. That is about it. Thank you so much for tuning into my first video. I will be back within the next couple of days, actually. I'm still, figuring out the whole YouTube schedule thing, how I'm gonna do everything, but I will be giving you guys a video at least once or twice a week. So my next few videos, again, they will be, keto recipes, keto fast food options, and other weight loss tips and tricks and things that can help. So I'm really excited for you to be on this journey. Again, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. I'll comment back. We can turn this into a nice little discussion. If you have any other keto foods or any other suggestions, feel free to drop them below. in the comments and, you know, let's have a chat. And yeah, again, thank you for tuning in, and more content will be coming to you shortly. Bye.